as medicine. He said, if you eat the right food at the right time, right quantities, you will not fall sick and you can cure all diseases. I said, I am myself an example. 30 years of diabetes, gone. I don't make any medicine. I don't take any medicine. I am not that old. I am only 82, but I am still reasonably healthy.
I was suffering from asthma. I was suffering from sciatic pain. There was a lot of pigmentation on my face, and there was a lot of hair fall also. But slowly and gradually, I found that now I don't need the medicine. For last 7 months, I have not taken any medicines, neither for my asthma or anything. And also, I have seen that my pigmentation is slowly diminishing. Hair falls have also stopped.
I had immense lower back pain, which I usually don't have. And I was also trying to visualize that area where the back pain, lower back pain is, maybe the energy is flowing through and, the healing itself or any blockages there, whatnot. Apparently, like the immense pain which was there, right, has reduced a lot. Now it's still there, but it is at least 10%, I can say, of what 100% was there.
I used to have severe headache due to sinus problem, and also I used to have some worries. Always I'll worry about something, and I have sleepless nights, and these problems and all I got healed because of meditation.
Happy morning, everyone, my friends and masters. A wonderful afternoon and evening. It's beautiful to hear, especially these chronic illnesses are going away. Acute illnesses come and go. The chronic illnesses that are just holding us back to living our life. So why not? But it requires regular meditation. Like daily food, chronic illnesses to heal, regular meditation, and in the initial days, longer meditations. Sincere, regular meditation with an unwavering intent in our mind that I can heal. And all these experiences reinforce to us to remove that doubt, that wavering mind. The wavering mind is saying one day, yes, I'm healing, I'm excited. Second day, oh, it's come back again, so I don't think it's working. No doubt, and without wavering mind, we sincerely, regularly practice it. Sending that intention that my body has the capability to heal, then it must work. We'll learn some more on this aspect next week. We'll cover the manifestation. How can you visualize about great health? To inspire yourselves to start working for you directly. We're talking about this week. Mental health is a direct benefit of meditation, mental health. And so then physical health follows. Physical health, we know, is the seen one. And so, yes, I have a challenge here. Then someone sees it, okay, you get something done, and then you go to a doctor, it's easy. There is no analysis on it. There is no derivations or perceptions formed about it. But mental health on the other side is also a social stigma of the problem. Even if I have a slight challenge inside the mind, then people immediately give a stary looks if somebody behave a little differently because they have a coordination challenge, or the way they deliver speeches are a little bit of challenging in the way they speak. Then immediately there is a social stigma attached to it and say, okay, something wrong with his mind. Mental health is also coming up with other things, judgments, perceptions, which are in turn putting a lot of pressure on the people. But meditation, because of various aspects of how it's working on the brain, is directly helping the mental health conditions. Mental health conditions, addictions, depressions, disorders, attention disorder, compulsive disorders, post-trauma disorders, PTSDs. There are many ways you cannot tell exactly some of course you can tell the reasons. Addictions are a lot of times happening because lack of control of life. You cannot. There are people at my home too many times comment on me. Lack of control, helplessness. I'm this service professional. People expect me to forever do this way. Even night 8 o'clock, somebody calls me as a service professional, I must attend to it. That's good manners. That's what I've been expected. So then I don't have my personal life. At home, people are pressing me too much. You don't do this, you don't do that. That's why you're here. You're just not getting there. And being authoritative, so we have to yield to them. So no pressure. So there is this addictions going, so we'll have to vent out. All of that stressful thought is there, so there is too much of hyper activity. We have to vent out, so we have to go and do something. So we seek external solace. We reach out to that. We start eating food uncontrolled more. So there is these addictions that are there. We start going out to that liquor, the booze, which is giving us that high. We want to just temporarily go away from the problem. Because meditation is naturally eliminating the stress, and meditation is naturally producing those feel-good chemicals that is talked about on Monday, those all feel-good hormones. It is making us disengage, and it is also helping us feel good no matter what. Feel good no matter what, regular meditation. I have good amount of serotonin is there, which is changing my mood. If I cannot do a physical activity, if I can't listen to music, I can't go into the forest, but at least I sit down and meditate. Depressions move beyond addictions. When I don't have my control and then I cannot hold on to it, so depressive thought is where I cannot come out of a condition at all. So then this mind goes into a spin. A lot of children, students, because of the immense pressure in the system, are withdrawing from their routine, from their activities because of the pressure on them. The competitive pressure on them or the pressure at home. We say things to them without realizing. Lack of value. They feel they're undervalued. They feel they're not recognized because how much ever some of them are putting effort, it doesn't match with the system. Parents are teachers. It doesn't match their expectation. So we say something directly to them and many times indirectly to the friends. My son just doesn't seem to go beyond 70%. He's studying hard, but just doesn't seem to go beyond 70%, Now that is heard by, and we do this in front of the son, right? And that is heard by him. He says, okay, there is something else as a mark from my parents, so I have to match up to it, and I'm not able to match up. But I worked so hard for it. What's the deal then? It happens the second time or the third time, and then the fourth time. So it comes to a conclusion that no matter how much I work, I'm not valued. So when that kicks in, when that belief is formed, then of course there are several perceptions. Okay, so now these friends have come, these guys are going to talk about anyway, again, performance. There's no point. That's the perception and form of the people based on the belief that they formed. And so the actions will be different. Now they're going to talk about it. Let me just exit from here. So they withdraw from life. And the more they hear about this, more and more so there is this challenge that is into them, lack of confidence, and many things that are going to happen. So there's a circular effect going into the depressions of various conditions. Now, meditation, the answer to meditation is directly working. Everything comes back to that one single thing, dear friends, is to disengage when I don't want to listen in or hold on to a past experience. So disengage from the past, number one. Number two, recognize that we have the same potential as your friend, a schoolmate, or the college mate, or the office mate. Is the same potential as everybody. And so we never make ourselves lower. I'm not good. We never make ourselves lower. Too much analysis going on. So meditation is keeping the analytical mind in check. That analytical mind is a barrier between, first of all, analytical mind is just analyzing constantly and talking, being very self-critical about me. How bad I could perform like this, being very self-critical. If we caused a small issue in the organization and then it came up in the meeting discussion, so then the mind chatter goes on forever, saying that I have done the biggest mistake of life because now 5 people have just got to know about it and they talked about it. The client said something. The lack of control, too much self, too much that internal image protection. That's all image protection. The ego appears in two forms. Externally, where we seek active recognition, power. Internally, where we don't seek, but we set a bar for ourselves. And so we always continue to try to make it up to that bar. And so if I do a little bit wrong also at workplace, and then the manager says something, we cannot take it because manager expected that, okay, if Soumya is doing it, it's going to be perfect. Now Soumya has a challenge. And so now what happens to my image? That is internal image. We work for our image that we set ourselves. Image protection, that is also an ego. And so we burn ourselves. And so then we have this huge inner chatter when something little bit also against the plan happens. I'm not capable. Is that how it happened? How could I do this? Things that are repetitive lead us to depressive states pretty soon. However intelligent we may be, when we don't have a control of it, and it leads us to that. Meditation seems to be doing something with respect to building the neural networks. All the neurons, those 80 to 100 billion neurons in the mind, And they all are there, but they have gone into a neuro-rigid state in many cases, rigidity and plasticity, two words. So they have gone into a rigid state in many cases. They're not developing new. So in the case of certain disorders, some areas are not functioning well. That neural, now we bring in a law of cause and effects, we'll talk about on Sunday. But some areas are not functioning well for whatever reason. But meditation seems to help build the neural networks again. It seems to build the neural networks. So which means that long-term memory, there is relief for the long-term memory when people are losing memory. So it's causing some conditions like dementia, Parkinson. So some of that is getting built back because meditation is building several neural connections back again. The experimentation of the gray matter thickening is multiple experiments are there that the neural mass, which is the gray matter, is getting thickened for people. And so then when the neural networks are being built again, automatically those functions that are otherwise not working, they start working back again. So there's definite relief seen for people with disorders. The OCD, some of these will absolutely go away readily. PTSD, the stress-based disorder, will go away readily. PTSD, a bigger solution, post-trauma disorder, is people immediately they'll have a relief with meditation for sure, because that's basically a condition driven through this traumatic experience and the memories that were held back. I'm taken to hospital due to the COVID, and then I've just seen it, people in front of me just going away one by one, going away, many vacating the body. And so that pressure has built up so much to me during those 2 weeks. And then the stigma, the isolation by people around me because they're so fearful. A lot of it happened last year, right, in the COVID too. So any trauma, any traumatic, and then it'll come back and with the memories, and then you just cannot get away from these memories. Major relief with meditation when we are going away from the past memories. So we know that people who come here, all those depressive or addictions, many of them have solved those challenges. And they came into these meditations, we know that. Feel-good hormones, increase of long-term memory, neural networks rebuilt up so that different parts of the brain region start working, and as a result, some of the disorders, they get relief because it builds. They start getting reliefs. But both are required. So you need to have the knowledge and understanding is required. The more understanding and knowledge we have, the more positive we become, the more right signal we send, including to the neural cells. Every cell is receiving the electromagnetic energy, the signal. And so that requires the thought, right thought. So this is essential. So some patients who are mentally challenged, we have a challenge a bit to get through them. They're the parents have to work on it. The people who are caring for that person have to work on it. They need to work on themselves, and then they can do these meditations around the patient because you cannot communicate. But you continue to communicate, but then the people around them who are taking care of them need to work on themselves. It is a work for them that has an impact on the other, because everything is communication through energy. Spiritual tablets. My younger brother, Dr. GK, is done a lot of research around this. He's a medical doctor, but otherwise doing completely spiritual tablet. So wisdom sessions, wisdom capsules. So he's been definitely helping many people who 80 to 90% of illnesses are healed through meditation. So we are with our own energy, with our own strength. Aparigraha, the Yama-niyamas, aparigraha is to be with our own strength maximum. Don't try to just yield to this and that, but do it with our own meditation, because we are that same divine consciousness. But where? Beyond a point, we need some help. So spiritual tablet is helping many people solve those deeper conditions. So they help to try to, with the patient, with the people around, in getting the patient get better by working on the system there around them. By giving them wisdom capsules, prescribing them meditation, more books, the right books to read, and help those who have serious challenge. But normal ones can absolutely heal themselves with the normal meditation. Backaches, they're all common. Spiritual tablets, one day we'll invite Dr. GK to talk about it. But first is meditation, vegetarian diet. So let's go into meditation, dear friends, once again. Relax yourself, and we'll talk about mind powers that meditation is helping to develop to increase our intelligence after the session. With your eyes, we are following Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. Our goal is to keep our mind empty. By the way, you've heard several times I've used emptying the mind is, we have thousands of thoughts. So when we just observe natural breath, our mind becomes empty. It's called Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. Patriji is teaching for the last 40 years through PSS movement. Gautama Buddha, this technique originated from Gautama Buddha. Ana-Pana-Sati, Vipassana is the full thing. Ana-Pana-Sati is to be observing our in-breath and out-breath. When I observe an in-breath and out-breath slowly, in-breath and out-breath, here anywhere in the nose, our mind becomes slowly empty. Our mind is empty, then we start experiencing energy, we start drawing energy into our body. And in case we have thoughts, and which are common, while we're observing our breath slowly, mind becomes empty, but suddenly again thoughts come. And when we recognize we are thinking, attention back to the breath again. And again, we're observing the breath. And the posture is simple, dear friends. Remove the specs, close your eyes, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap comfortably, cross your feet at ankle. Cross your feet, cross your legs. If you're sitting on the floor, the simple cross leg. Be comfortable, whatever posture that is. And then let's start observing your breath at anywhere in the nose, preferably in the middle of the eyebrows. Observe the breath is going in and coming out, natural breath. And then slowly mind is empty. You be in the states of emptiness for as long as you want. Our goal is to be in that empty state. But thoughts keep coming, accept it. That is part of the process. If thoughts come, attention here. And before we go into this, we're doing a process called heart elevation to elevate ourselves into a higher state of emotion, to slow down our brain a bit, to go into deeper states of meditation. So just follow my guidance actively for heart elevation. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably with your eyes closed. Dear friends, dear masters, with your hands on your chest area and attention